The Johnski is a YouTube channel run by and run for people over the age of 13. People under the age of 13 should click off of this video right now, or watch with a parent or guardian. Viewer discretion is advised.
You don't scare me!
Militus freaking Tanay Militiamen, my name is King Prime and welcome back to another video here on the YouTube channel. Today we're going to be continuing the streak of new product reviews with the review of Star Wars The Vintage Collection, Deluxe Book of Boba Fett. This figure, this is the first Deluxe figure that I've actually gotten from the Vintage Collection. I've been collecting this line for years and years now, but haven't actually picked up any of the Deluxe figures. I'll share my thoughts on that more, obviously. First, let's just take a quick look at the packaging. I'll show you a little bit of this. I can't really, because of the way my setup is, this is a desk, can't really show you all of it in frame, but this is just a pretty standard Deluxe packaging that you'd have for a Deluxe figure. They had these back in the day. At Kmart, they had the ATST drivers, they had all of the Ewoks that you could ever freaking want. In this kind of set, as well as the Imperial Scanning Crew. There was two different sets for that, and now you have Boba Fett from the Book of Boba. So it's like Boba in parentheses Tatooine instead of Boba parentheses Morak. Is it Morak? Is that the planet where after when they rescue Mix Mayfeld? I think. But anyway, it's irrelevant. This is just the Deluxe variant. So what that means is that this figure comes with some accessories, comes with, and you know what, why don't I just show you here, the jetpack, some flame effects, two guns, Stormtrooper helmets, and of course, Boba himself. I'll discuss that more a little bit later as to whether or not that makes this worth it, but yeah, that's that. There's a lot of talk about the plastic-less packaging, or for these like vintage collection figures. It matters to me when it comes to these single bubble figures like, you know, Fennec or Ahsoka or Din or someone, you know, it's like the main character. But for this, you know, it's a Deluxe figure. The Deluxe figures have always come, or the 2-packs at least, have always come in these kinds of packaging. This is one figure. We'll get into it. But let me just freeze frame real quick, get this out of frame, and we could actually start the review now. So, freeze frame. Freeze frame, unfreeze. Here is the figure himself. Here's the man of the hour, Boba Fett. Let me just take a quick gander in and zoom. This figure is very nice looking, I must admit. I have my gripes with it. Let's just go over real quick what it comes with. Like I said earlier, he comes with the guns. He comes with his EE3 as well as this pistol that I've got currently in his holster. It comes with the jetpack as well as the missile firing. It's actually really cool. The missile can fire from the jetpack, but the missile comes out and you can have like a missile with a really curved fire trail, which I always find funny. You have these two jetpack flame pieces that you can put on the bottom of the jetpack, like so. There's two little holes in there. There's two little pegs on the back of the flames, so you can go wee. Oh, shoot. So you can go wee, and you can go wee. Now, I don't know if this will plug into the Din Djarin backpack. I don't actually have it on me right now to show you guys. Sorry about that. Quick addendum to the review. The jetpack hole things, the boosters, they actually can fit in other jetpacks, such as the one that came with the Death Watch Mandalorian. So yeah, it's pretty swag. But they work in Boba's just fine. It looks pretty alright. You know, the flame gradient goes from very orange to very red at the bottom. It looks realistic, at least, so you can go and you can go, you know. Looks well enough. You know, it's not the worst accessory ever. Then you have these two Stormtrooper helmets that have been busted up by a gaffy stick or some sort of similar equipment that Boba would have used. Each of these helmets actually has a peg in the head so that you can plug them into some Stormtroopers. And if you would have seen my last video, I did a review of a mystery box unboxing. And I had these Stormtrooper figures in there. Let me just pop that out and actually show you what I mean when I say that these can go in the helmet. So here you got the Stormtrooper helmet and the unhelmeted, or the beheaded Stormtrooper. You can put this on, and he's got a super busted up face now. So you can, I'm sure a lot of people are probably going to customize this as like the Imperial zombies and go and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. That's a cool option you can do, as a famous reviewer often says. It's not that you have the option, but I'm probably not going to use these at all. They're cool though. Nice that they included them. You have his EE3. Lots of thoughts with this one. This piece of shit. And then here we have the man himself. This is Boba. One thing I will say about this Boba is that it's a nice sculpt. You know, it looks really good. It looks like Boba does in the show, but it's just the least effective Boba sculpt I've ever seen in the modern age. And I'll tell you exactly what that means in a few minutes. So firstly, let's take a look at the head sculpt, actually, because this figure does have a shockingly good head sculpt. It always seems like the Hasbro design team misses their mark when it comes to Tamora Morrison and his likeness. They nailed it with this one. They even have his the scarring on his face from the Sarlacc pit, or from his years as a bounty hunter. This is a fantastic head sculpt, and I must say that paired with Fennec Shand, his partner in crime. Let me get Fennec right here. Paired with his partner in crime, they do look like one hell of an intimidating team, at least without their helmets. With their helmets, they look even better. You know, freeze frame.
Go to horny jail.
Freeze frame unfreeze. They look real good. You know, look like they're about to go fight some giant droidicas or something. Not bad at all. They'll pair well on the shelf. I'll tell you that for sure, but let's get Fennec out of here. And take Boba's helmet off. I'll get on into this figure real quick. I just want to say that this helmet, while being, you know, very good looking, I don't know why the hell they decided to suddenly revert back to the removable helmet scheme when for, you know, as many years now as we've had these new vintage collection figures, we've had figures like Fennec and like Din, who have alternate heads that are pegged, like in the bottom, that have neck pegs. Here's Din's head, and it has the neck peg already in the socket. So you just pop his head off, or the helmet off, comes with another peg in there, and you just plop the Din head on, and then you have the unmasked Mandalorian, you know, just like that. It makes no sense to me why they would suddenly go back to the old way of using a removable helmet like they have in the, or like they do in the Clone Wars figures. I don't get it. More than that, I'm really pissed with this design, because for the longest time now, I'll bring out this Death Watch Mando real quick. While the helmets are like almost identical in size and stuff, and like complete shape, this one has a viewfinder right here. This Boba doesn't. Boba's head, or Boba's rangefinder, sculpted into his head, and that really pisses me off, because I know for a fact that with all the clone helmets that they've used for like Fives, Echo, Jesse, they have these antenna able to drop down like a Death Watch Mando here. So it makes no sense to me why they wouldn't include that for Boba, especially since his vintage collection figure for Return of the Jedi, which there's a picture of it right here, it has that feature. And arguably the best Boba head sculpt we've ever seen for his helmet. This one, it's really cool that it's removable. You know, you can have the Tamora Morrison head, or you can have the Boba Fett head. I just don't know why we can't have both, like we've had with now Fennec and Din. It makes no sense to me. More than that, I'm just going to dump on this figure now, get into the actual gripes I have with this. This figure costs $26. and we are missing a hell of a lot of paint, and there's some design flaws with this. One thing that's not a joke complaint, though, is these shoulders. For whatever reason, you have your outward bend for your arm, and the shoulder pieces go up, which is good. It allows for better articulation, but when you put them down, they tend to stay. In fact, these are still warped from coming out of the box. That really pisses me off, because these, obviously this is supposed to be cloth, and then this is supposed to be attached to the arm. I don't know why they can't do what they've done now with the Stormtroopers, and they have this really big shoulder piece and this really big chest piece, and they can just boop right in there, no problem, because there's a little gap in there for the armor piece to go. I don't know why they couldn't just do that for Boba here and just make a super big hollow section under this piece of solid plastic and then attach the shoulder piece to the upper arm and have it go boop, and then just have a good extension there. It makes no sense to me, but I digress. It's whatever. Looking down the figure, you have the darts, the knee darts. They technically, if you squint, have paint on them, but you're missing the paint here, you're missing the weathering on the boots, you're missing a lot of the weathering on the chest piece and on his belt, and where I especially saw it is on his jetpack. Like half of the stuff is supposed to be silver, and they haven't colored it at all. Instead, they've chosen to give us the rocket pieces and this, which admittedly, I like this part, the detachable backpack rocket. But this would have been cool. Even these don't even articulate, and they used to on the old figures. So, what gives?
Addendum to the review number 2. Also missing on the paint apps is the paint on the hands of Boba Fett, which were, weirdly enough, just clones of the hands from the Din Djarin figure, as well as detailing on his gauntlet and the tubes leading from his gauntlet to his upper arm.
Another really weird design choice that they made is, in the Ahsoka review, I mentioned the wrist articulation and how it only had a swivel instead of an up and down and a side to side and stuff like that. This Boba Fett figure has that downward pivot. It makes no sense to me why Boba, of all people, would have it, because this piece of articulation here prohibits Boba from accurately holding the EE3. It's really annoying, and for whatever reason the hands are so soft and the gun is so soft that you can't even get him holding it anyway. It just warps in his hand, and of course now that I say it, it's gonna fucking stay, because Boba Fett likes to prove me wrong. But if you do it like this, yep, you look at that and it's already falling out of his hand, and there's no way you're possibly going to be able to get this to stay on without, yeah. There you go. That's what happens. With the Return of the Jedi Boba, I just feel like that was pinnacle, peak, greatest Boba Fett figure we've ever gotten. This one is really good. It's a faithful recreation of the appearance of Boba, but Boba himself, not the best figure. I'm not going to lie, especially with the helmet. The helmet really pissed me off. I was really looking forward to having a adjustable rangefinder, but whatever. As for the articulation of this figure, you get that nice dumbbell joint at the neck, so you get all kinds of motion. You get an outward hinge at the shoulder, as well as a very limited 360 there because of the shoulder piece. Like I said, pain in the ass. A very, very nice elbow bend, even for just a single point of articulation at the elbow. Very nice, as well as a swivel there. You can turn the wrist at the wrist, believe it or not. You can turn the hand at the wrist, I should say, as well as using this pivot to make his hand go down so you can hold things at angles. He holds his pistol really well, but no one cares about Boba's pistol. It's all about his rifle. He has some pretty decent waist articulation. I'm not going to go at it a lot because I don't want this comma to get all messed up, because I've done that in the past with my Captain Fordo figure. At the hips, you got those really nice new modern joints. Mind the angle here, Boba. But you got the really nice ball joints at the hips so that you can get nice range of motion and you don't have to do the stupid rotate thing that you have to do with the Stormtroopers here. You have a cut at the upper thigh, so you can get a thigh swivel. as well as a decent bend at the knee, and a ankle up and down, and a very nice ankle pivot. Freeze frame.
In my bed, I was dreaming, but I should have been with you instead. Wake me up.
Freeze frame, unfreeze. So overall, do I feel like this Boba is worth it in the end? Yes, but only as a single bubble carded figure. As a deluxe, as you can see by his stance there, as a deluxe, I think this figure fails miserably. There's no conceivable reason why a 3 3/4 inch figure should be worth $26. This Boba would really only be worth it if you got him on a single card. The accessories do not make the price worth it at all. There's a lot of flaws with the figure that I have found. Usually I'm very positive about my reviews, and you know, in some cases I can just pass things off as gripes, but in this case, I waited a long time for this figure. I am one of the few people who really liked the Book of Boba Fett, but I just don't think this figure matches what I was looking for, especially for the price I paid for it. I think Hasbro has a lot to learn from this one. This is the first bad figure Hasbro's made in the vintage collection line in quite a bit. They've been hitting Grand Slam after Grand Slam after Grand Slam. Boba is kind of a miss, especially this one. So it's unfortunate, but I'm sure that they will learn eventually. There are some positive things about this figure, though. For instance, the head sculpt is amazing. I really like the soft good comma. I didn't even mention that, but I think it's awesome. He holds the pistol really well, and I keep saying that this feature with the rocket firing thing is freaking awesome. I love that. But I just don't think it outweighs the problems that I have with this figure, which is really unfortunate because I really want to like this, and I do like it. I just don't think that this deluxe figure line is going to go very far unless it has 2 figures or a figure and a huge accessory like the E-Web or the Flame Trooper. So that's going to be all, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, or you have any friends who like Boba Fett or the Book of Boba Fett, share this to your Facebook groups, share it around with them, share it to your Instagram feed, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, peace.